Good morning, Tina Powers. Good morning, Miss Powers. How are you? Good morning, Freddie. How are you? Good morning, Katrina. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? What's going on? Finding you? I'm I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. Freddie, tonight we're gonna have that open panel tonight. And we're gonna talk about the charges, the new charges. So that's what we're gonna do on the Cody Bixby case. We're going to have open panel, open discussion about Cody Bixby. But, you guys, I just came on here to see how everybody was doing. And, even though today is Friday, when a person tries to do good, evil will be present to try to deter us or try to make us feel inadequate. You sound a little down this morning. What's going on? No, I got some things on my mind. I got something huge on my mind. Very huge. And it doesn't have anything to do with this case. Now, I'm a little tired, but I'm waiting on a phone call, to be honest with you. If I don't get the phone call, it'll be a good thing. But if I get the phone call, all heck is going to break loose. But it do be what it be. So, I'm trying to keep all my phones charged to see. They say when you get no news is good news. That's one of those times. I got, I got dishes and stuff to put away and get my kitchen together. Matter of fact, let me start getting my kitchen together while we're talking. Ooh, okay, y'all, this is gonna be. Hold on. I don't know where I could put you guys. I don't know where I could put you guys, other than right here. So, uh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. I just, everything could be good, but everything can go south too. Yeah. Have you ever had? Good morning, C6. Good morning to you. Hey, Andrea. Good morning to you. You just life just gives you all kind of terms and things of that nature. So it just do be what it be. Yep. It do be what it be. So I'm just cleaning off this counter right now because almost done, you guys. Almost done. Actually, I am done. So, just getting stuff placed where I want it. Okay. So, uh, so, hey, LaKendra, good morning. Good morning to you. So, yeah. I mean, have you ever had one of those times when you're like, you can tell, you can just feel something lurking around the corner, and you've already got like 4 or 5 things that's happening, but I mean, you got everything pretty much taken care of, but there's one thing that, you know, it can go south, or, it can go north. And it has nothing to do with this case, you guys. Trust me, it just don't. I mean, I believe, I do want to talk about the Cody Bigsby case, though. So, because, we just got to go forward no matter what. I do believe that, because I don't know, but I was reading and listening, going back over a lot of the videos, not that we do, but on the news reports of what's going on, and the words that people choose or whatever. So, I mean, we were very happy when we got the news. A lot of people was very happy. Got the news there's some activity on the Cody Bigsby case. Now, the funny thing about that case is, everybody thinks they're done. Because they're like, oh my goodness, they got 106. If he get found guilty on all those charges, it could be 162 years. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. And that's what I want to talk about. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Because whatever you want to talk about tonight, that's what we're going to talk about. But I'm looking at all of these charges and all of these. I mean, I am really looking at it. So, the next time he goes to court is, I think it's the 22nd. So his family calls in. Good morning, Lisa. I should have called you this morning. I'm not going to stay on that long, you guys. But, the, I still think more charges are coming for more people. You know what? And I'm thinking the same way, because anytime, like, and I'm just now thinking about this, but like when a rabbit goes down in a hole and you're standing outside the hole, you can holler, you can scream, but that rabbit ain't gonna come out that hole. The only way that rabbit come out the hole, maybe on the other end, which we don't know what that is gonna be. The secret be out. They done already showed you. They will take you completely to the end. Okay? I'm gonna share something with you. And this is just my opinion. Not everybody is the same. not everybody is the same. They're just not. Even if they stay in the same town. But, the same neighborhood. They went to the same school. They wear a dress that looks the same. They got the same hair color. All women are not the same. All black men are not the same. All children are not the same. But they're going to have similarities of character when, like people that hang around together, they kind of speak the same language that you don't. I find myself when I speak to Freddie, she stays in a different region, different area of the country. She's south, I'm north. Even though we're women, close to the same age, not really, but we close. We close. Put it like that. We're going to be somewhat the same. But the difference is our thinking. Why our thinking is going to be different? First of all, I had a different upbringing than her. So our thinking is different. The way she talk will be different because, she's south and I'm north. When I talk to people that's in California, they talk different. But here's the thing. Even though we're different person, upbringing is different, same gender, got a lot of things in common. People vibrate on different levels. Della Jones, what's going on? You're right. But I do find that, there's just all kind of things that makes us different, changes. But as a whole, being women kind of think, you know what I'm saying? Like women think, you know? We can never put everybody or everything in one bucket. It's just, you can't do it. You're going to have some lame people, then you're going to have some good, great people. But, you know, so what I'm trying to say is that we spoke about this way before we really got into this case. Way before we got in this case. And that is, you know, being fearful of going, digging in Virginia because they have a different kind of thinking in Virginia. A lot of them do. Not all, but a lot of them do. And you can, take it for what it's worth, you know. To be different in an area that people do what they do. Like we're looking at Cody's father. And it's just something that I think, like I said, he told the police this child came up missing on the 31st. First lie. He called the police and said, hey, my son is not here. They immediately came to the house. Can't put all your eggs and think they're going to hatch alike, but they're going to have some similarities. Yeah. They're going to have some similarities. They are. And the neighbor says that he heard those kids up at 7:48. Hmm. Hmm. 7:48. So he could have been up and already looking for Cody. And I mean, that's a long time. Because when your child is missing, those minutes seems like forever. So I'm thinking 7:48 to 9 something. What was it? 9:15, 9:20? Give or take. Let's just round it up to 9 o'clock. Because I think the police got there at 9:15 or 9:20. That's a long, long, long time. Now, the kids could have been up moving around and he could have been still asleep because, you know, we do sometimes when the kids are asleep, as long as we're in the house and hear them moving around, we pretty much can tell what they're doing while we're in another room. But 15 minutes felt like a lifetime. Oh, I know. I mean, your whole world is like, oh my goodness. But, you know, he tells the police that his kid is missing. They come, they take him downtown, or he drives downtown, meets them downtown, and he's with his children. They're talking to him. They got the kids separated from him. They even starting to show the interrogation video. They're only showing a clip of it. Hmm. Virginia, Hampton, Virginia. And so that tells me something there. They're showing, and I mean a split second of him being interrogated. In the news articles. Those kids know something. So, anywho's, you guys. I They take him downtown and they say, hey, they done, okay, 2 hours in, so now it's 11 o'clock. It's not even noon yet, 11 o'clock. The chief of police comes on the news and he's giving the first conference. Okay, so that explains something. Kids go missing all the time. In the first 2 hours, he has called FBI in and he's given a news conference. Okay? And that's why Corey is downtown. His first news conference, he says that he brought in the dogs. So the dogs was brought in. right in 2 hours. Everything was in that 2 hour window. They was doing this, they was doing that, they was doing this, they was doing that. He seems like he knew something happened. They don't call FBI in that quick. I know. No, they don't. I mean, that's not to pull nobody down the street and drag nobody down the street. They don't. And so, and and here's the thing about that. We all get information from one place to another. Somebody was giving me information about while we was on a live one night, and I already had looked everything up and got the latest information on will they take his disability check. They had a whole article that says that if a person was convicted of such and such, that they lose their benefits within after 60 days or something like that. But I actually had found an article where the only way that a person that's a veteran lose their benefits is if it was treason or they sabotage something against the United States. They just do not lose because they're convicted of a crime. And we was on live one day and somebody shot it at me and shoot it and give it to me like, you're wrong. Read this. You know what I'm saying? Um, the difference between that is I don't know when their article came out. I don't know who wrote the article. It was just a little short paragraph, and that's what it was. I literally read the article. That was the latest one that I could find that was dated 2016. And I can only go by, I knew where the article came from. Um, it was very plain and everything. So people do get different information. And it's not like, and this is why I say that because I've never, ever heard where the FBI is called and they have to be called in within 45 minutes or whatever. I've never heard that. Actually, they don't have to be called in. Now, especially when they're kids, they normally, may be called in. But you know how many phone calls? I mean, it would be so many. But the chief said he's never had to call them so quick. He also said what has happened to Cody is not a mystery. And when people speak like that, they know. They know. It's like, you can't change their mind because they've got something that says, hey, this kid is in a big world of trouble. Now, some people say, oh, they've made up their mind. Well, you want them, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they didn't put out an Amber Alert, they didn't want, we had a lot of people ready to search, but, they wouldn't let us search, and things like this. Well, with them doing their job, they know it's not best, and it's definitely not practice to start a investigation with letting the whole public trample over any places that they have not seen yet. Because then we're going to have questions. Was that put there? Was that brought there? Did you find it? Or now it's tainted evidence and we can't use it. And, so I got a good understanding because when we looked at Cupcake case, the family wanted to go look, and they did. Even when they picked up Quintessa and Patrick at their house, they showed up after they showed up the next day to look for Cupcake. You know? And the weird thing about it was, one family was saying it's Dominique. The other part of the family is saying it's April's boyfriend or whatever. And random people don't pick up random kids. Well, they do pick up random kids, you guys. They do it all the time. But it's rare. When I'm saying it's rare, is more often a family member has done something. That is, you can almost, like, if you ever play roulette, I don't know if people play roulette before, but you have odds, and then you have things, they go 10 to 1. So every $1 that you put out on this number and you roll the dice, the odds against that number coming out, well, anything can come out. Anything. But that's why they probably pay, actually in roulette, I said roulette, yeah. I think it pays 1 to 32, 1 to 33. They got 33 different numbers, maybe 32, and then they got the things on the side and all this. So if you put $1, so you have to put $1 here, 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 here. You can't just put it on one place and then keep playing that one number. Your odds is totally against you. But if you cover more of the board, you have a better chance. Your odd become more than 1 to 33. Because if you pick two numbers, now your odd is 1 to, okay, so the dice has so many edges. It's got 6 numbers that can come out. You know? 6 numbers that can come out to make the number that it be when it comes out. You know? Or the ball, I'm sorry. The ball. The ball may land on any of the numbers. I'm tripping. I'm thinking about something else. Because, they spin the wheel, they spin the ball, then the ball lands somewhere. So now you got 32 numbers, or 33 numbers, is 33, but you got 2 numbers. So now your odd is 1, actually 2, because you got 2 numbers. You got a better chance. But if you cover up 15 or 17 of those numbers, you're paying out $17. She said, I'm trying my best to stay focused here. Yeah. If you cover up 17 of those numbers, that's pretty much half of the roulette, of the roulette table. I play roulette, you guys. I love the game. You got more than 50% chance to land on that number. You have a better chance instead of just 1. So what do the police do? They call the FBI. They get the dogs out. They call some of the public. Some of the public that's out there. They're teaming up with the public. They don't want you to just go out there by yourself. So, okay, this detective or this police officer with 5 of these people, and this police officer with these 5. And that's how they got that number. And then other people want to come out and they say, no, we got to know. So the people that's hollering and crying, saying, you guys didn't do an Amber Alert, and we want to come and look too. They can't say, well, we don't want you to look, because you're already coming in hostile with this. I'm gonna blame the cops on this, and I'm gonna blame the cops on that. So, no, we're good. We got as many. We got enough. But they're not gonna say we're not really gonna pick you because, you're this BLM or whatever. Or we're not gonna pick you because you keep coming down to the police station when we have city officials speaking things that may be true or not true, but more likely on their behalf. They thinking, you're not saying it. You're not telling the truth. So they don't want everybody. So that's what happened on that. But did they cover everything? They said they had planes in the air. They had drones in the air. They had dogs on the ground. They got 50 people. They called in the FBI. So they're covering everything that they can. 5-mile radius. And then they stretched it out a little bit more. And then they decided, well, we did the closer area search. So now, she said, I'm feeling fantastic. Let's bring other people in. It can't. It's better to find because time, and if that child could be in a barn or underneath the car or in a refrigerator somewhere hiding or, we got to find him. So now, because at first it's always a risk to tank the area, but now it's about life. So everybody can search. Any and everybody can search. So you got spectators that say, it's your fault we didn't find him because in the first, so many hours or the first day, you guys wouldn't let us search. No, it's you guys' fault because you guys didn't put an Amber Alert out. Well, did anybody see this baby? Somebody snatch somebody? Nope. You got a description of the car? Nope. What color is the person? I don't know. Okay, well, what gender? I don't know. That's what you guys are supposed to do. Ellie did an excellent job on this case, and right away I covered Daffia. Daffia. And they just ended the search 3 hours in because it was dark. So I seen them looking in trash cans, like LaKendra said, dumpsters. Seen them going into the house, won't let nobody come in. I seen them searching. And if you've ever searched for something and you can't find it, you know what I'm saying? You spread that search after, you don't, especially like you say, I lost a diamond ring. You're not going to tell everybody I lost a diamond ring because, if you tell 50 people to come help you find a diamond ring, even if they found it, they're not going to give it to you. You talking about, well, I'll give anybody $5 if they find this diamond ring. No, they find the diamond ring, they're going to keep it. Well, what I'm saying is you can't let everybody on to search. So I'm looking at, there's people down there in that area. Not everybody, and I don't say everybody. So when people come for me talking about, it's not everybody, I didn't say everybody. You assuming something in your imagination that I'm talking about. I will never say ever, always, when it comes to human beings. Because they just gonna make a ton of mistakes. But we in the 6th month, nobody's found the baby. 7 months, actually. Well, 6. Because you don't count January. Because January was January the 31st. So you don't count January 31st, even though it was the first day. You can count that day, because it's one day. But you count February. You go February, March, April, May, June, July. July is 6. You can't even count full of July because we're only but 8 days in July. So you say 5 months, 8 days plus the 1, 5 months and 9 days. 5 months usually be about 30 rounded to the nearest. 35, that's 150. 150 plus 8, 150 plus 9. So it's about 160 days, give or take. I'm just rounding it up to the nearest, you know. So regardless if they had somebody searching or anything, they was not going to find the baby. So why talk about it? Can't do nothing about it now. The baby still ain't there. If you had 100 people searching, I think they were just making sure that we cannot. That's just like saying, let everybody walk in the house and take pictures and touch this and touch that. No. They can't tell people where they can't go or can go. But we can definitely, because, you don't know. I actually read an article before, and it says they don't want family looking. And we seen in the Braylon Noble case, because nobody didn't know who the family members were. So when people was volunteering, some of the family was out there. We had holes dug in the cemetery. And what happened to this baby? They brought that baby back to that pool. You can't tell me that the baby was always there, because he wasn't. And threw him back in the pool, just like they were foolish, like they looked over it. And that didn't happen. They didn't look over it. They literally took that baby back to that pool and threw the baby back in the pool. You guys, and you know it had to be in family, because no stranger going to abduct the baby, kill it, and then go throw it in the pool. And family wanted to make sure he does have a burial or whatever. I mean, because here's the thing. If I done something to a baby or whatever, I'm going to hide it so you don't find it. But we, there's a little part of us that has a soul that at least want to let that baby have a burial. Anyway, we as human beings, we listen to stories and we listen to people who they think they have the answers, like me and other people. And it's weird, it's hard. It is hard. But what I'm trying to say is there's a common theme that happens in Virginia. And I have noticed it. And I've noticed it before this case. And they're very, not all, but very aggressive people. Very aggressive. And I don't know what the statistics is down there, because some states you have more a diverse state, and in some, you have certain areas that is more this or whatever, and so it just seems to me though, when I see the aggressiveness that's down there, okay, but I also see, like Corey, he doesn't tell what happened to Cody. He doesn't tell. She says, I'm 2 hours from Brandon Noble. Braylon. You calling the baby Brandon like the family support with Stephen? You know that caught my attention. The family calls him Brandon, and it's like his name is Braylon, and people was like wondering about that. They was like, do they? But I know, we've heard it from the family calling him Brandon, that you probably called him Brandon. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee. But anyway, so they're calling him and they're asking him and they're saying, hey, we see you on the video. Where's your kid? And he was like, I left him at home. So I hear people talking about that full conversation, or not full conversation, but what their understanding is. Because I have talked to about 4 or 5 people, not going to put no names out there. And you guys have heard some of the conversation. They don't say it like I say it. They say, this is what they say, and they're from Virginia. They say, well, SP, why would he give us those 2 dates? Why? He had these specific dates. Well, they say Pacific, but it's specific. And I'm sitting there going to myself, she said, I had COVID brain. Oh, you're okay, support. You're okay, support. I love the conversation back and forth. Don't worry. I was just, it actually was a funny. I'm just in my mellow tone voice because I've got some things on my mind. So, and I'm dreading getting a phone call. So, like I said, when you're waiting on this phone call, and if it comes, it's not going to be good. But if it don't come, we good. And just pray for me, you guys. Just pray, okay? So, anyway, they say, SP, why would he give those specific dates? And I'm thinking to myself, I don't say it, but I think, and I say, do you honestly think that Corey went into the jail and said, on December the 23rd, I was over here, and on January the such and such, I was over there? No. No, so you're asking me a question that's not how that took place. You can't tell me it took place like that. You know why? Because it didn't. I'm pretty sure of that. He probably said he went and bought a car. I don't know. But it didn't happen like that. I mean, we know how things work now. When they go in the house and they get all the evidence, you got receipts from Walmart. When they go in the car, because they're going to search the car too, you got that registration in the car. They say, oh, he just bought this car. Well, let's see. Because it's not being smart. It's just doing your job. Let's take this registration, because, see, we got FBI on our side, down there to the dealership and see if they got any cameras, because he just bought this car. And see if this child, because you don't go in an investigation thinking that it's an accident or, we're looking, there's no pictures of the kid. There's none in the house. Let's see if the kid was around when he bought this car. Because he's saying he's the sole responsible person. So they look at the video. No, he got a kid, but it's not Cody. We got this receipt over there, and we got a time stamp on that receipt, so we can go right to the register and see who's with him and follow him through the store and rewind it and record it and rewind. Everywhere you go, there is a trail, a video trail. Everywhere you go, and I tell you what, if they really want to stick it to Corey, they can. Because here's the thing. He's saying he's the sole person. He's the only person to take care of these kids. He don't let nobody around his kids. But he didn't know that he needed a babysitter. But just him. Nobody else around his kids. No, not his auntie, not his wife, not his kids, not his sister, nobody. So literally, he's going to take the blame. That's what he's telling them. And they know that. Now, regardless of they know what happened, because once you shut a door, you can't see on the inside of that door. You don't know. But we can tell that you did not have that kid. Now, what we're going to talk about tonight is one of the find it. But when that last article came out, they didn't put the year down there. And there was one charge that he got picked up February the 1st. And it was on child neglect. And I said to myself, and I said, well, he was in jail on February the 1st. So we went back and I said, oh, we found out, it doesn't say if it's 2021 or 2022. So just really thinking about it, he was in jail February the 1st. Because remember, he called his baby missing January the 31st. Unless they found another kid somewhere that he had placed and they ain't said nothing. Okay? Well, they would have told us he got one more kid and they can't find that kid, so they ain't said nothing of that nature. So they must be talking about 2000, February the 1st, 2021. Okay? So they done went all the way back for the whole year, which we knew they would, but it's just confirmation when they tell us, or we see these charges, that now we know that they're looking at everything. And there's probably going to be more charges. Now, keep in mind that, yeah, these are child neglect charges, but it's so many, and people's like, oh, that's overkill. That's overkill on the child neglect. Over and over and over again, you put these children in danger. I told you guys, it ain't like one time or two times, or he just made an honest mistake. He was very comfortable with whoever he left those kids with. The bottom line is this. Sometimes they see one child with them. Sometimes they see two. Sometimes they see three. But they never seen all four, and they never seen Cody. Well, I'm sorry. I take that back. We don't know what child they're seeing. But even though, if they do see the kid in February on up, they just trying to figure out when did this kid come up missing. So they probably say, oh yeah, we see Cody in February the 1st, but then he don't have the other kids. If that's a possibility, and it is, because they done said again, he's the prime suspect. He is the only suspect. Okay. Mark says, it's it's just, we know. That's what he say, we know. Anyway, I believe there's more charges coming up, because every time when you go out, you don't take all the kids. You take one here, you take one there, you take two. The neighbor actually said, I don't never see nobody come out the house. So, You lock them in there or whatever. And I'm just saying, you guys. Normally, the first things that you hear in an investigation is going to be more accurate than anything else. He's apparently a repeat offender, neglecting those kids. I just don't, you know what? Again, I just don't see him taking one kid today and two kids tomorrow and one kid the next day and three kids the next day and two this day, but never all four. At least 7 times they have seen where there's just not all four kids. Actually, I believe, and this is just what I believe, I don't know if Cody was in any of those. He could be. But I think when he's been seen at least 7 times, and I'm just thinking that they still ain't seen Cody. Because I've always wondered, could the mama just not even really dropped off all the kids? And he just never was there. That's a possibility. But it could be that she did drop them off and she been knowing from day one. That's more likely than anything else where he is, and she comes in and get her a little some. But he don't want to say. He don't want to say that the mama or whoever he's dating or his kid is watching those kids for him. And I said this. I'm not saying he's never left the kids at home, but I don't believe he left those kids at home all of those times. And if he did, all of those times, I don't know. I don't know. Now I could have went with the 1 or 2 times, because if they wouldn't have came up with nothing else, I would have went with like, oh, okay, But then they said 6 hours. I was like, hey, hold up. I have a massive heart attack. My kids is at home, and I'm buying a car, and I'm out shopping and sitting around eating some Hardee's and not trying to hurry up and get home. They gonna wake up. I'll be thinking the first thing you're gonna think, because I know you guys say, well, I don't be hard on nobody because I do know how hard it is to be a single parent, and sometimes we have done took a risk or whatever. Because at that moment you're losing a job, or at that moment you got to go get the medication or something, and I know people are people, and you get tired of begging. I don't talk down to a single parent that's trying to do what they do, but putting those kids at risk all the time, that would be very bad. So whether which way it went, whether he had somebody and he won't tell, which I do believe that, or he left those kids, he's not going to get no 162 years. You guys don't even, they're flushing this rabbit out the hole. They're flushing this rabbit out the hole. They want whoever was with those kids. And if it was his kids or his wife, he probably not going to tell us. Or his girlfriend. He probably not going to tell us. Or if he was with a man, he probably ain't going to tell us. So, and they go to court, and they're not going to get no change of venue for no neglect charges. The murder ain't even on the table. You wait, like I said. I mean, they ain't even got to hit him with murder. 162? I bet he wish he had R. Kelly's life right now. R. Kelly is only looking at 30 years, and he ain't killed nobody. Yeah, he'll get at least 20, 30 years. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that out of the 162, they're telling him, if we can't find the baby and we cannot charge you with murder, so what? You're not going to walk away from here. And no, that's what they're saying. Just tell us who did what with the child. If it was a mistake, it's best you just tell us. You know what I'm saying? Have some dignity. This is your child. You want to continue with this facade of you handling 4 kids, and then the mama sitting there talking about, the mama family sitting there talking about she dropped the kids off 2 years ago, and then you got 2-year-old. So you're trying to tell us that he had infant kids with him, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, by himself, a man. Because if she dropped the kids off to him and he moved and just took off with 2 infants, you guys. What, they wasn't breastfed? Okay, it ain't nothing new to have formula. But two infants and a big grown man, and he ain't learned that you just can't leave the kids at home by themselves. So he just raising these kids all by himself. Get the heck out of here. I don't even talk to people that stuff like this don't even make sense. People be like, but SP, I be like, you know what? Go somewhere and sit down. I can't even listen to it. You're protecting somebody, and you won't even protect your own kid. You protect that lie, and you stand on the lie, even though it doesn't make sense. You're willing to get 162 years to stand on your lie. I'm looking at these people. Not all, but some people. And they will take it to the grave with them. They will take that lie to the grave with them, you guys. I'm just saying. I'm going to get off of here. My hour is up, and I don't know. Let me see if I got the... Oh, I can't see if I got the call. You ain't heard my phone ring. So, God is good. Because I'm on the phone that would ring. And but it's still too early, too. You know what I'm saying? It's still too early. But, yeah. Anyway, you guys, we're going to talk about it all tonight. I'm going to have an open panel for the discussion. You guys, it's just not... And like I said, if Corey went ahead and told the truth, either where the baby is, they'll knock off all that. I mean, they won't knock off all the neglect charges, but the neglect charges would go down. But it's better than you looking at a maximum of 162 years. Because in that 162 years, there's nothing to recap on Braylon Noble. In that 162 years, you're going to get, you playing with the wrong thing, because each one can get 7 years. If they don't, they start, okay, first charge, they say a year. Second charge, a year. Third charge, a year. Some of them's going to be 5 years. Some of them's going to be 6 months. Some of them's going to be, but injury, that's a misdemeanor, so you might get 6 months or something. And then, here's the thing, you guys. They can give him a deal and say, well, whatever charges, we will agree to run it consecutive. you know, right? Have you thought about that? You can have 50 charges, but they can all run at the same time. Okay, they give you 5 years. They can run all at the same time. That means it's still you're only doing 5 years. Or they can run back to back. You do this first five, then you do this one, then you do that one, and then you do that one. So here's his chance to come out. Somebody needs to talk to this young man. They need to tell him the worst thing he could have did was go get Amina Matheny, because you got these two attorneys, Antoine Bell and Amina Matheny, that was going after the Commonwealth position of attorney. She thinks she should have had it. He got it. And so you know he was going to smear her nose. You know he was going to show her. She got her, I don't know where she got her degree at. I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't even say nothing negative. I thought I heard it was a junior college, but I'm not for sure. I'm not. And I won't smear that. But as I heard her give her statement about when he got these charges, she actually sounded like she was his girlfriend. They're just putting him in jail. Like she wanted to cry. An attorney? Oh my God. He better go get him a backbone. You know what your mama say. Go get you some strength. That woman needs a team. She's standing there by herself. No. You take those $3,000 that you get a month, tell your family to quit spending it and quit spreading it around, giving it to this searcher and that searcher and this organization and that organization. And you know what? You go get you a freaking attorney. Go get you a team. Even if they got to be second chair. Or show up. Just even look like you a team. Because right now, you look like Amina got y'all looking kind of crazy. She keep going in there talking about change your venue and let's get the reconsider bond. And then you got other people down there talking about she giving them the business. They reporting she giving them the business. I don't know what business she giving them, but because she is against the police down there, which, that's her job. But she's not right now on no civil case. This is criminal. That's like asking your eye doctor to come and check out, your in your eye doctor to check out this bump on your butt or your hemorrhoids. Yeah, he's a doctor, but you need the ones that specialize in criminal. And that's where he's going wrong at. You got a mouthpiece. She's not even loud. Trying to get the public opinion? No, not when it comes to these kids. And you're talking about color. Kids trump color. We don't care what color. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. I wish and hope everybody have a very, very good day. Bless every last one of you guys. I really hope you guys have a good day. And if anybody, that really, okay, you guys say you love Cody, but here's the thing. I'm only speaking to the people that love Corey, because I know they listen to us all the time, you guys. Every time somebody speak on this case, they're there listening. Trust and believe. And I can say this. If you guys love Corey, I didn't say it wrong. I don't mean Cody. Corey. I'm saying it right. If you guys say that you love Corey, don't let him do this to himself. Tell him to tell them. Make a deal. Because it's about to get ugly. And there's nobody in this world other than your children that you should do that for. Your mama and your daddy. Nobody else. Oh, maybe your wife. Anybody else? No. I can see doing this for my kids. I can see doing this for my mother. I can't see doing something like this for my husband. Ain't no way in double, H-E double hockey stick. Ain't no way. And if you really love your kids, tell Corey, if he really loves his kids, then be there for the rest of them. All right, you guys have a good day.